What is going on, ladies and gents? It is once again Michael or Legacy Killer HD discussing some of the best upcoming games of 2017. Today we're going to be concentrating once again on the open world genre. As some of you may already know, we've already gone through a top 10 upcoming open world games of 2017. That's why today we're going to be going over some of the other titles that are also looking very intriguing, some that were announced recently, and some that actually are starting to pick up steam just because they are looking better and better. But if you did miss that original video, make sure you check out the link in the description and the annotation on the screen. A lot of great information and gameplay, so you're not going to want to miss that video, so make sure you guys give that a look. But don't forget to show your support by liking the video and also leaving your thoughts in the comment section by telling me which open world game you're looking forward to the most. Let's start here at the 10 spot with Badia, which is a survival open world game developed by Semaphore. The event of the game lies in the Arabian desert where the life is harsh and players must explore and find the necessary supplies for survival. Although the desert is very vast, the players have the opportunity to discover the sites, villages, camps, ancient ruins, and will be forced to deal with wildlife and residents of the area. Some of the features of the game include a changing open world where the terrain, materials, and loot change each time the player starts the game. There will be a day-night cycle, changing weather cycle, character customization, first and third person camera view support, crafting, players will be able to craft tools and weapons and make medicines, and obviously the survival aspect where the players have to keep an eye on some indicators like hunger, health, thirst, and temperature, and the diet also can cause weight gain or loss. For what we've seen of this game, it looks like it has a very interesting premise behind it, which I really do like what they're going for, but what worries me is the gameplay, the graphics, and the fact that there may not exactly be too much substance behind the game. What I mean by that is they're striving to mention that it will be procedurally generated. We've already seen in 2016 how that can go the wrong way, and from the gameplay that we've seen, it looks like it could get really boring. So hopefully they actually add more content in there and it ends up being an enjoyable title. To the 9th spot we have Rime, which is an open world third-person view adventure and puzzle video game under development by Tequila Works. The game involves a boy who needs to escape an island and a curse. The game played through the boy involves puzzle solving in an open world island setting. The game design uses the island environment itself and the audio without a spoken narrative to tell the game's story. A day-night mechanic was retained from its original design, and it will be including a light influencing gameplay as well as visual appearance. This game has gone through a lot of turmoil in its development, but on August 10, 2016, Tequila Works did announce that this game would be releasing in 2017 under a new publisher. It is in doubt that this game will be a PS4 only game, but it will be interesting to see what the final product of this is. It is a cool, fun, friendly family game, and it does look like it's going to be fun to see the little puzzles and how this story develops. And to the number 8 spot we have Shenmue 3. It's an open-world action-adventure game developed by Nalo and YSNet. In 1987, following the events of Shenmue 2, teenage martial artist Ryo Hazuki has journeyed from Japan to the mountains of China in search of his father's killer. There he met Ling Shenhua, a mysterious girl who previously appeared in his dreams. After learning the legend of her village, which foretells a united path between them, Ryo and Shenhua embark on a journey which will reveal their shared destiny. This is a game that a lot of us never expected to actually get. It's been years since we got Shenmue 2, and it's going to be fun to actually get back into this universe, something that's going to feel very nostalgic, and I'm very interested in actually seeing how this open world will appear, just being that it has been stated that they needed $10 million to make a true open world game, and I believe they only got $6.6 million, so hopefully it won't lack with the open world genre, but it definitely will be interesting just following this story one more time and getting hopefully a very good conclusion. To the 7th spot we have Sea of Thieves. It's an action-adventure video game developed by Rare and published by Microsoft Studios. The game is purported to have elements of first-person gameplay and features user-generated content, in which players have the ability to craft their custom stories by using in-game tools. The game will feature co-op gameplay and is set in an open-world multiplayer environment. This game so far looks like it's going to be a blast for all kinds of players out there. It may not be everybody's taste, but what we've seen of it at E3 2016, they showed off some gameplay. They showed it from two different perspectives, two different pirate alliances or two different pirate ships, and they showed them battling each other. You can see the consequences, the ships being sunk, and it looked like it's a blast. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun for multiplayer, and I think if you ever wanted to be a pirate, this is the game to play. To the number 6 spot, we have Vampire, which is an action role-playing video game developed by Dontnod Entertainment and published by Focus Home Interactive. The plot revolves around vampire doctor Jonathan Reed, who is coming to terms with his undead condition. He must deal with being torn between the Hippocratic Oath and his newfound bloodthirsty nature. The player is under no obligation to kill to finish the game. Dialogue options can be used for hunting prey to feed on, which replenishes strength and levels up the lead character. Melee and ranged weapons are employed while combating enemies, and Vampire is based on the 1918 London Spanish flu pandemic. This game thus far looks pretty beautiful. I like what it looks like, but I'm more intrigued in seeing what the story will revolve around and seeing what type of open world that we can adventure through and seeing how it can separate itself from other vampire games out there. It does look like it has a nice premise around it, but I'm more interested in seeing if the developers pick up on some of the feedback from the community and seeing what the final product will be like. And to the number 5 spot, we have We Happy Few. It's an indie survival video game that's being developed and published by Compulsion Games. The game takes place in the fictional English city of Wellington Wells, a dystopian fashion society formed following an alternate timeline of events within World War II. which is now on the verge of collapse in the mid-1960s. The residents of the city, seeking to forget unspeakable horror they committed, began taking a hallucinogenic drug called joy that makes them happy but also leaves them easily controlled and lacking morality and understanding of their long-term consequences of their actions. Players will control one of the 3 characters in the full release who become dubbed as a downer after choosing to stop using joy and must try to survive long enough to complete something important and personal to themselves, all while trying to escape the city before an impending social collapse. This game will be played from a first-person perspective. The game combines RPG, survival, and light roguelike elements, with the developers focusing on creating a story with strong narratives. Fortunately for Xbox users, this is available for early access right now. It won't be fully released until 2017. You only have the ability to play as one character, but does it show off a lot? It is a lot of fun. I mean, I love the scavenging, the utilization of the items that we have. It's limited in some ways, but I'm really intrigued to see what the final product of this game will be like. But the whole concept is really cool. I mean, I know it's drawing inspiration from a lot of other games and novels, one of them being like BioShock. It looks very similar in that aspect. And the whole story concept is really cool. I mean, just the idea of, you know, this drug fades and you see people eating cotton candy and all kinds of cool little things, and then you realize they're actually eating rats and there's blood everywhere, and once they see that, then you're a downer, and it's a whole fight for survival and finding your way out of this English city. And at the number 4 spot, we have Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's a role-playing video game developed by Warhorse Studios. It will be a single-player experience with branching quest lines in a highly interactive world, encouraging emergent gameplay. It will feature period-accurate armor and clothing, combat techniques, and real-world castles recreated with the assistance of architects and historians. It is set in the medieval kingdom of Bohemia, an imperial state of the Holy Roman Empire. With a focus on historically accurate and realistic content, the game will follow the son of a blacksmith whose family has been killed by the invading army. The protagonist seeks and will ultimately strive to restore the rightful ruler to the throne in order to the land. And I gotta admit, when I first heard about this game, I was extremely excited. I love the way that they're going with this without the fantasy element and just making a fun medieval action game. But when I started to see some of the voice acting, some of the gameplay mechanics, it did get me worried. But when I heard it got delayed till 2017, I honestly believe that they're going to improve on all of that stuff and make a fun single player experience. But I do wonder how deep these quest lines will go and how this main story will turn into, because this game is only going to be a single player experience. It does have a lot of competition out there, one of those being Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. So I will be looking to see how this game separates itself from some of the other games within its genre. To the number 3 spot, we have Agents of Mayhem. It's an open world action adventure third-person shooter video game set in the Saints Row universe developed by Volition. Agents of Mayhem is a spin-off of the Saints Row series, taking place after the Recreate Earth ending of Saints Row Get Out of Hell. The game's plot revolves around an organization known as Mayhem, and their goal is to stop the terrorist organization Legion from destroying the world's nations. The game takes place in a futuristic version of Seoul, South Korea, billed as the City of Tomorrow. The players control 3 agents at a time with the ability to switch between them at will, and there are 12 total agents to choose from, each with their own unique playstyle and abilities. No matter what Volition ever delivers, it seems to be always a lot of fun. So this time around, they're going to be parodying a lot of different things, obviously with GTA 5, maybe even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in some different types of ways, but it's going to be a lot of fun to see what they create. So far from that E3 trailer that we actually were able to see, it looks like it's going to be another fun title that they're actually making once again in the Saints Row universe. But so far, what we've seen of it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to be interested in seeing what type of open world that they can create for us. And at the 2 spot, we have Escape from Tarkov. It's a Russian tactical first-person RPG survival shooter being developed by Battlescape Games. The game revolves around the incessant warfare with Tarkov, where you'll battle well-armed gangs and have to choose which military corporation side to take on, the Bear or USEC, and then the player's character will start to make his way out of the city. Tarkov is sealed off by UN and Russian military, supplies are cut, communication with operational command is lost, and in these conditions everyone has to make his own decisions on what to do and how to get out of the chaos-ridden city. Battlestate has made a pretty much badass game. This looks pretty cool. I'm really intrigued to see what type of road this game will go down and how the different types of paths that we'll actually have to take and the types of things that we'll actually be able to uncover, because there's a lot of types of mysteries and understanding what exactly happened and why this whole city is in chaos. To the number 1 spot, we have Star Citizen. It's a space sim video game for PC being developed by Cloud Imperium Games. Star Citizen is planned to consist of 4 main components: first-person space combat, mining, exploration, and trading with first-person shooter elements in a massively multiplayer persistent universe, and customizable private servers, and a branching single-player and drop-in cooperative multiplayer campaign titled Squadron 42. It's being directed by Chris Roberts, who is best known for Wing Commander, which Squadron 42 is actually its spiritual successor. The persistent universe is most notably known where players will actually be able to explore the amazing open universe that Cloud Imperium Games has developed for its players. This game has already turned out to be one of the most massive video games in history, and they will be releasing the persistent universe and the Squadron 42 modules in late 2016 and early 2017. But expect through 2017 and onward a lot of updates and features and even more chapters to Squadron 42. But this title is far from over, as they will be updating it with a lot of new features, and it seems like they'll be improving a lot of other aspects, such as one being the FPS. But this this game has turned out so far to be massive, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the final product will be, because this really could change video gaming forever. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you smack that like button if you did enjoy the video or found any informative value. Also drop down in the comments, tell me what your thoughts are on these open world games, which one are you looking forward to the most and why. Also make sure to subscribe for a lot more videos about upcoming games, and I'll see you later.